Hallo Leute und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer neuen Episode von Let's Play Gabriel Knight, Sins of the Fathers. Wir sind im Napoleon-Haus, weil wir uns hier mit einem Juwelier treffen wollen, der vielleicht aus dem Tonabdruck, den wir im Gepäck haben, den wir von diesem Schlangenarmreif gemacht haben, vielleicht einen richtigen Armreif. Verdammt, ich habe vergessen, wie mein Satz angefangen hat. Aber ihr wisst, was ich sagen wollte. So, okay. Unser Ziel ist Sam hier. Der spielt gerade Schach mit Marcus.
A sharp-eyed gentleman in a grey sport coat hunches over a chessboard, chuckling to himself. A man in a loud tie stares morosely at a chessboard.
So, und der Sam, der hat anscheinend Probleme, den Marcus im Schachspiel
Their
zu besiegen.
tabletop has an inlaid chessboard.
Geh mal weg da.
What do I need with a table?
What the fuck war das gerade eben wieder? Gabriel, du machst mir ein bisschen Angst. Okay, reden wir mal mit Marcus.
Sorry to bother you, but could I ask you a few questions?
I'm not the chatty type, am I, Sam?
No, you old bastard, you're not.
Besides, I'm busy sucking poor old Sam dry. Go bug someone else.
You're a real sweetheart, Marcus, you bastard.
Gut, dann versuchen wir mal mit Sam direkt.
Excuse me, I hate to interrupt your game, but could I ask you a few questions?
What game? This ain't a game, it's a slaughter.
He's right, you know. So let me die in peace, would you?
Solange die mit diesem Schachspielchen da beschäftigt sind, werden wir also nicht in der Lage sein, uns mit Sam zu unterhalten. Was wir allerdings tun müssen, wenn wir unser Ziel erreichen wollen, nämlich den Abdruck von dem Armreif. Jetzt überlegen wir mal kurz, was wissen wir denn über den guten Sam? Wir wissen, dass er auf diese ganzen Voodoo-Spielereien steht, diese Gree-Grees und ähnlichen Scheiß, und dass er an ihre Wirkung tatsächlich glaubt. Vielleicht können wir damit ja etwas erreichen, denn ich erinnere mich, dass wir hier im Dixieland Drugstore ein bestimmtes Angebot gesehen haben.
Hi.
Hier auf dem Schild. So, Sonderangebot zum Johannistag, kostenlos. Eine Flasche Liebhaber kommt zurück oder Meisterspieleröl. Mit jedem Verkauf von über $50. Dieses Meisterspieleröl, das klingt genau wie das, was Sam eventuell gebrauchen könnte, um gegen Marcus anzukommen. Das Problem ist nur, das gibt es bei einem Verkauf von $50 oder mehr gratis dazu. Wir haben allerdings nicht mal $50 oder weniger. Also müssen wir uns noch was überlegen. Aber mal gerade hier sind wir noch mal kurz mit Willy sprechen. Gucken, ob es irgendwelche neuen Infos gibt.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $120.
What? You said you'd sell it for 100 before.
You misheard, monsieur. The price was always 120.
Also 120. Die Frage ist nur, wo kriegen wir das Geld her? Müssen wir nochmal kurz auf dem Friedhof Zwischenstation machen.
The marks are reddish in color and remind Gabriel of crosses. They look like they've been here a few days at least.
Okay. Ich war mir jetzt nicht sicher, ob wir das heute schon gemacht haben, hier zu gucken, ob es eine neue Nachricht gibt. Bei der Universität waren wir auch schon, ne? Okay. Oder? Waren wir da schon? Er war nicht da, ne? Genau, er war nicht da. Na gut. $120 also. Das ist eine Menge Kohle. Wie viel haben wir noch gleich in der Kasse hier? Guten Tag.
Hey, kids.
Bruno, how nice.
Gee, a customer.
Of yours? Hardly.
How's the flower business?
Well, better than the used book business, I see.
Rare books.
That explains why I so rarely see anyone in here. Are you gonna sell me that wonderful painting of yours today?
How much would you give me for it?
Oh, you're serious? You'll let me have it?
Gabriel, don't you dare sell your father's painting.
Yeah, I'll let you have it, all right. How much for the painting?
Well, I could give you 100. That's all I can let go at the moment, you know. My affairs are so tied up.
Gabriel, $100 for your father's painting?
Stay out of this, Grace. Fine. It's yours.
Gabriel!
Here's the 100.
Danke.
You better take good care of this, Bruno. This is not just another of your hip art pieces, you know.
Really? Well, I fully intend to make the most of its display. Though not for your sake, I'm sure. At least in my shop, there'll be a chance of someone actually seeing it. I can't believe I actually got it. Just wait until I show Sid.
I don't believe you.
It's just a painting, Grace. There are things I have to do.
Definitiv. Auch wenn wir zum jetzigen Zeitpunkt tatsächlich noch nicht genau wissen, warum wir diese Sachen tun. Aber glaubt mir, es gibt Gründe. Ja. Denn mit den $100, die wir jetzt haben,
Hi.
können wir uns Willie Jr. kaufen.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Don't insult me, monsieur. The price is $120.
What? You said you'd sell it for 100 before.
You misheard, monsieur. The price was always 120.
Can I ask you just a few more questions?
Whatever, man.
Would you take 50 for Willie Jr.?
Oh, warum immer,
Don't insult.
immer der gleiche Versuch hier? Wir haben nur 100. Wir haben keine 120. Wo kriege ich denn jetzt die 20 noch her? Scheiße, ich war mir so sicher, dass das des Rätsels Lösung war schon.
Hey, Grace, here I am.
Oh boy, party time.
Können wir die Kasse plündern?
Gabriel checks the drawer again, just in case life as we know it changed significantly since he last looked. Gabriel doesn't want to take that with him.
Warum denn nicht?
Gabriel doesn't want to take...
Okay. Was nun? Ja, ich weiß, ich habe noch eine Sache, die ich machen kann, aber eigentlich wollte ich das machen, nachdem wir den Armreif abgegeben haben. Um so ein bisschen die Zeit zu überbrücken, wisst ihr? Okay. Dann bleibt mir jetzt wohl nichts anderes übrig. Ein Besuch bei Oma Knight.
Gabriel, I'm so glad you stopped by.
Oh, sorry it's been a while, Grandma.
Not at all. Give me a kiss.
Oh.
Now, come on, sit down. Tell me how you're doing.
Oh, so eine richtige typische alte Omi, wie man sie kennt, ne? Hier mit dem Häkelzeug hier, mit dem Häkelkörbchen. Das ist noch so richtige Klassik hier. Richtig.
How have you been, Gran?
Just fine, dear. I'm sorry I bothered you at work, but, I was hoping you'd get a chance to go through your father's things in the attic.
Don't be silly. You can call me anytime.
Und jetzt haben wir wohl eine Menge zu besprechen. Deswegen halte ich mal ein bisschen die Klappe, es sei denn, ich habe den einen oder anderen Kommentar zu unseren Gesprächsthemen hier auf Lager. Und überlasse Gabriel und Großmama Night einfach mal die Bühne.
What can you tell me about voodoo?
Voodoo? What an odd question, Gabriel. Of course, you always were interested in monster movies and all that other weird stuff. You get that from your father and granddad. I don't know anything about it, dear. Of course, it was very big in New Orleans at one time, but you don't hear so much about it these days. Too much else in the world to worry about, I guess.
What can you tell me about the voodoo murders?
Oh, Gabriel, nothing. And I don't want to. I sometimes wonder what this world is coming to.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
New Orleans is very southern, of course, though not as much as it used to be when I was a girl. It's gotten much more influenced by the East Coast and that California stuff. Still, it hasn't changed as much as other places, I reckon. We've always been happy here.
Nur ganz kurz ist mir eben aufgefallen, ich finde das cool, obwohl wir hier diese großen Bilder haben, die das quasi alles verdecken, während die beiden sich unterhalten, bewegt sich der Mund von der Großmutter im Hintergrund tatsächlich, während sie spricht. Das ist ein nettes kleines Detail, müssen wir drauf achten.
What can you tell me about New Orleans?
My goodness, boy, you lived here all your life, just like me. I can't tell you much that you don't already know.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
St. John's Eve? I remember when I was a girl, we always had a St. John's Eve Mass. The Mass was said at midnight, and we held candles. One time, on the way home, we were waylaid by a large group of drunken revelers. They didn't hurt us, but oh, I was frightened. My father was furious. We never went to St. John's Eve Mass after that.
What can you tell me about St. John's Eve?
I haven't celebrated it in years, Gabriel. I'm sure there's still Mass in the more traditional churches, but I don't go.
Have you ever heard of Marie Laveau?
Marie Laveau. Oh, of course. She was that voodoo woman, wasn't she? She preyed on people's fears and superstitions, is what I think. There are always those willing to take other people's money for nothing. You stay away from people like that, Gabriel.
Yes, Gran. Do you know anything about snakes?
Snakes? What kind of snakes, dear?
I don't know, local kinds.
Well, we used to get cottonmouths in the park when I was a girl, but I haven't heard of one being sighted for years. Milk snakes and garter snakes are also around these parts, but they can't hurt you.
Thanks, Gran. Do you know anything about animal masks?
Why, no, dear. Do you mean Mardi Gras masks?
Never mind, Gran. Can you tell me anything about a secret voodoo hound for?
Gabriel, my goodness. What are you up to these days?
Oh, nothing, Gran, really.
You'd better not be. You know you're the only family I have left.
I know, Gran. It's okay.
Wisst ihr, ich mache das hier gerade alles, ich klicke diese ganzen Themen an, einfach der Vollständigkeit halber, damit wir das alles mal gehört haben. Aber überlegt euch das mal in Wirklichkeit, was für ein seltsames und total unheimliches Gespräch das wäre hier. Ja? Gabriel kommt Großmutter besuchen und fragt sie erstmal aus, was sie über Voodoo weiß und über Voodoo-Morde und ob sie weiß, wo der geheime Voodoo-Haunfuhr ist. Ja, dann fragen wir natürlich noch nach Dambala und nach Ogun Badagri und was sie über Menschenopfer weiß. Und ist schon ein bisschen... Also wenn ich die Großmutter wäre, ich würde mir so meine Gedanken machen, ne?
Does the phrase Cabri Sanko mean anything to you?
Something without something, I think. Oh, my French is so rusty, I swear my mind is going.
No, it's okay. Thanks.
Etwas ohne etwas. Ja, soweit war ich auch.
Does the name Ogun Badakri mean anything to you?
What, dear?
Never mind. Have you ever heard of Dambala?
What, dear?
Never mind. Tell me about yourself.
Me? Surely you have something more interesting to talk about.
No, come on, Gran.
Oh, all right, dear. What do you want to hear?
What do you do all day?
You know how I love to knit and work in my garden. I also take long walks. It's the only way to keep an old body like mine from stiffening up.
You're not old.
Oh, don't be foolish. I'm older than the hills.
Tell me about before you met Granddaddy.
Well, you know I was born Rebecca Wright. My daddy owned a lot of land outside of town. We grew peas and corn and cotton, all kinds of things. It was a good childhood, but my father was very strict. He didn't much let me out of his sight.
Tell me how you met Granddaddy.
Oh, I met Helson at a church revival. There was a traveling preacher back then, a big fella named Reverend Jim. I even remember his slogan, "Come to me to find your way." Your granddad was sitting right behind me and my girlfriend, Alma. And at one point, old Reverend Jim was flinging his hair around with his fine brimstone annex. And a piece of it, one of those small add-on do's for men, went flying off. I swear, Helson and I were the only ones that noticed. We both started laughing to beat the band. Everyone looked at us like we were a couple of loonies. Oh, it was then I knew that he was for me.
How you feeling these days?
Fit as a fiddle, and don't you worry your head about it.
Just tell me anything at all.
I had your father when I was 22. The doctors told me I couldn't have any more after him, so I'm afraid I spoiled him rotten.
Just tell me anything at all.
I hate to admit it, but I was a jealous little thing when your granddaddy and I were younger. I loved him so ferociously, and he did attract the eyes of the ladies whether he wanted to or not.
Just tell me anything at all.
I get lonely sometimes, but I have lots of girlfriends in the neighborhood. I call one of them if I'm feeling blue.
Just tell me anything at all.
I wish you'd settle down and give me a great-grandchild.
Oh, Gran. Just tell me anything at all.
I never loved any man but your grandfather. And I never will.
Oh.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
All right, dear.
You know, you get prettier every time I see you.
Oh, you.
Have you baked any of your incredible molasses pies lately?
No, dear. But you let me know when you want some and I'll whip up a half a dozen.
You've lost weight. Are you courting a new man?
Oh, Gabriel, don't be silly. You know there'll never be anyone but your granddad for me.
Your hair looks very pretty today, Gran.
Well, thank you, dear. So does... Well, you've always had such nice, thick hair, Gabriel.
You know, I always tell people that my Gran is the prettiest grand old belle in the city.
Oh, dear. You shouldn't talk so.
What's new, Gran?
I've been working on baby sweaters for the church bazaar. Keeps me busy.
Done anything interesting lately?
I raised you.
Lately, Gran.
Oh, you know me, Gabriel. I always got my nose poked in something.
It must run in the family.
Das habe ich eben auch gedacht.
You're looking well, Gran.
Oh, thanks, dear.
Is there anything you need?
Me? No, I'm just fine, Gabriel. I have more than enough of everything.
Nice weather.
Oh, Gabriel, please. It's been just awful. Muggiest summer of my life.
Are you okay, Gran?
I'm right as rain, boy.
Okay. Dann sind wir jetzt beim eigentlich interessanten Thema angekommen, aber ich fand die Unterhaltung trotzdem. Teilweise fand ich das wirklich interessant, was sie so zu erzählen hatte. Gerade auch so von früher und wie sie den Großvater kennengelernt und alles. Ach ja, das gibt so ein bisschen Hintergrund zu den Charakteren.
Tell me about our family.
Who would you like to hear about? Your granddad, your father, or your mother?
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother was Margaret Templeton when your father met her. She came from a very wealthy Creole family in New Orleans. She was beautiful and reckless. She was madly in love with your father, of course, but I also think she liked to find her family.
Tell me about my mother.
Your mother's family refused to give her money after the marriage. All she had left was a modest trust fund from her great aunt, who happened to like Philip. The remainder of your mother's trust fund became yours when she died. That's what you used to open your bookshop.
Tell me about my mother.
The Templetons are all gone now. Every last one of them. Oh, they never wanted anything to do with us, of course. What a waste.
And tell me about my father.
Your father was my only child. How we adored him.
And tell me about my father.
Philip suffered from terrible nightmares, just like your granddad did. Oh, they were two peas in a pod.
And tell me about my father.
When Philip met your mother, oh, it was love at first sight. They were married 2 weeks later. Never looked at a girl seriously until then, and he looked at plenty. You have your father's way with women, Gabriel. And your granddad's.
And tell me about my father.
I wanted to just lay down and die when he and your mother were killed in that car crash when you were only 8. It was the thought of taking care of you that kept me going, Gabriel. The police say your father swerved off the road after being frightened by something. Perhaps a deer in the road, or wildcat.
And tell me about my father.
Your granddad wanted Philip to have a normal life. He was obsessed by that thought. He pushed Philip to go to law school, but Philip was driven to art. He painted almost in a daze. He would get so inside himself when he worked.
And tell me about my father.
He always hated that it was Margaret's money that supported the 3 of you when his painting couldn't. I kept telling him, try something more cheerful, like a landscape or two, but he couldn't do it. His work was just too dark and disturbing for the public, you know.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad immigrated to America when he was 21. He walked his way through school, met and married me, and we had your father, Philip. Since you're so interested in family history these days, why don't you go by St. Louis Cemetery No. 1 and visit the family tomb? It would be such a sweet gesture.
It's just past the Ross tomb, right? Oh, maybe I will.
Ja, vielleicht machen wir das wirklich.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Your granddad supported me and your father with bookkeeping. Oh, I tell you what, though, he hated every minute of it. Didn't really like bookkeeping one bit. Maybe that was why he had the worst luck with jobs. Oh, the nights he'd come home afraid to tell me he lost another. And I'd tell him it didn't matter to me, but he felt ashamed, Gabriel.
Tell me something about Granddad.
Harrison was only 36 when he died. Your father was 8 years old at the time. Your granddad was hit by a streetcar in the business district. It took me nearly a year to believe he was really gone.
I'm sorry, Gran.
Oh, I know you are, dear.
Warte mal. Harrison Knight ist gestorben, als sein Sohn Philip Knight 8 Jahre alt war. Bei einem Unfall. Und Philip Knight ist gestorben, als sein Sohn Gabriel Knight 8 Jahre alt war, ja? Tut mir leid, aber da entwickelt sich gerade ein Muster. Steckt da vielleicht mehr dahinter?
Tell me something about Granddad.
Did you know that your granddad was a poet? He was. He wrote the most beautiful poetry for me when we were courting. I always thought he should have done something with that gift, but he was such a practical man. Didn't believe in chasing after dreams.
Oh, nothing. Never mind.
All right, dear.
I'm gonna go up to the attic, Gran.
Be careful of the dust.
Oh, noch mal gucken, was das so für Sachen sind, die wir durchgucken sollen für die große Großmutter.
These old picture frames have been up here for years.
I think I'll leave that up here.
It's a lady's hat from the 1920s.
Das ist ein
From
Darmhut?
Gran's Virginia Woolf period.
Das ist ein Darmhut.
I think I'll leave that up here.
The sheet-covered upholstered rocker used to be in Gabriel's nursery.
Wow, warte mal. Schaukelstuhl. Schaukel.
I think I'll leave that up here.
Ich glaube, ich muss im Spiel nochmal erklären, was ein Schaukelstuhl ist. Da ist noch ein Fahrradreifen. Da ist die Schachtel, da ist ein Koffer, eine Uhr.
An elaborate mechanical clock, probably of German origin, is among the discarded treasures of the attic.
Aus Deutschland, ja? Okay.
I think I'll leave that up here.
Sieh sie doch wenigstens mal genauer an, Gabriel. Okay, wir können die Uhr verstellen.
There's an interesting design in the base of the clock.
Ja, das sieht aus wie so ein Fach, das sich öffnen könnte, aber solange wir die Uhrzeit nicht wissen, geht's da auch nicht weiter.
The old trunk looks like it's gone to hell and back.
There's a lot of Granddad's old stuff in here. Might be something interesting.
Okay, Opas Zeug.
More of Harrison Knight's German books.
Just what I need.
Harrison Knights deutsche Bücher, ja? Er ist mit 21 eingewandert, hieß es. Von wo ist er denn eingewandert?
Some old clothes, including a pair of leather shorts.
Aren't those called lederhosen?
A bundle of letters. Love letters between Harrison and Rebecca.
Hier, Reisepass, Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Großvater Harrison kommt aus Deutschland. Interessant. Tieferer Sinn. Suchen wir hier gerade irgendwas? Ah, ein
What's
Schlüssel.
this? It's some sort of key.
Okay, ein deutscher Schäferhund, natürlich, was auch sonst. Was auch sonst. So, was ist in der Schachtel
There's
drin?
nothing I want in there.
Was ist in der
That
Schachtel
box
drin?
of knickknacks has been up here for at least 5 years.
Schlüssel zur Uhr. Na dann. Drei Drachen. Das war doch das Gedicht, ne? 3 Drachen. Ich weiß auch nicht mehr, wie es weiterging. Soll ich noch was zurückfahren und nachgucken? Da ist das Schlüsselloch. Aha.
Nothing happens.
Okay, vielleicht jetzt nochmal. Auf die Drachen stellen hier. Ach, ich weiß es nicht. Keine Ahnung. Das klären wir in der nächsten Folge von Gabriel Knight. Bis dann.